Are the pharaohs aliens? When scholars look at some of the relics of the pharaohs, how they were built and the technology used, many believe that the pharaohs were aliens. In this video, we will learn about one of the ancient monuments that have puzzled scientists so far. The remains testify to the greatness and development of the pharaohs. Serapeum tombs. When you encounter stone lions lined up next to each other, know that you have reached the catacombs. The Greek historian Strabo. The whispers of Strabo and his ancient discovery remained buried underground for hundreds of years, and after 1800 years, the French researcher Augustus Marat came and discovered the manuscripts of the historian Strabo. She showed him two stone statues lined up, similar to the statue of the Sphinx, between Luxor Temple and the courtyard of Amun. So he set out along the path which the manuscript referred to, until he reached an underground entrance to discover the tombs of the Serapeum, with large stone sarcophagi, each weighing 100 tons. But the surprise was not in the discovery of the catacombs, but in the mystery of the ancient Serapeum. What is the Serapeum, and what is its purpose, and how giant boxes were carved and transported underground? What is the relationship between the idols of Apis and the god Amun, with the catacombs, and the most important question, why were they all empty and without mummies? We will take you back to the deep period of ancient history and open a strange aspect of the lost Egyptian civilization. Shall we reveal to you one of the greatest mysteries of underground history? We tell you the story of the tombs of the Serapeum, or the catacombs. In 1850, the French government sent a scientific delegation to Egypt to search for some antiquities and ancient manuscripts. Among this delegation was the famous French scientist Augustus Marat. He found through his research manuscripts dating back to the 1st century AD. For the Greek historian Strabo, he remembered the mysterious discovery of the underground catacombs. Stop it in the monuments of Saqqara. Research between monuments for an entire year. On the road between Luxor Temple and the courtyard of the Temple of Amun. In the Temple of Amun, and on November 1851, he discovered an underground entrance that led him to the catacombs, which ancient manuscripts mention as a place for the mummified bodies of Apis bulls, known as the Serapeum tombs. To understand the mystery of the Serapeum tombs, we must know what the Apis bulls meant for the ancient pharaonic civilization. 5,000 years ago, when one bull was born to its mother during lightning, the ancient Egyptians looked at it with a different look, and if some characteristics were achieved in it, such as a sign in the face and signs in the body, especially it was taken care of during its life and after its death, to be worshipped as an idol. The ancient Egyptians called it Apis, as they embalmed it and buried it in special tombs, known as the Serapeum tombs, located north of Djoser's funeral complex, in Lower Egypt, Memphis. After we have shown you the story of the discovery of the tombs of the Serapeum, we delve into the deep catacombs, to delve deeper into the greatest mysteries of the underground Egyptians. Catacombs. The catacombs are located under the Temple of Apis. Upon entering them, we find that they consist of a large corridor, about 300 meters long, and small side corridors numbering 26 corridors, and there are 24 stone tombs, carved from granite, syenite, and diorite. It is a very hard stone. Cutting it today requires steel saws with diamond heads. The weight of the cover of these tombs only reaches 30 tons, while the stone tomb weighs 70 tons. It contains 17 rooms carved into the rock. Marat mentioned in his book that when he entered the catacombs, he found all the coffins open and empty, without any trace of a mummy or a lapis. The lid was removed from it, but they could not so he resorted to using dynamite and detonating part of the lid, which weighs 30 tons, to discover after blowing it up that it was also empty. A wooden sarcophagus was smashed in the upper part, but the human mummy in all the funeral ceremonies was untouched. It bears the name of Prince Kamwes, son of Ramses II. The entire tomb has been transferred to the Louvre Museum in France. The small hall was closed and no one was allowed to visit it. The question that arises immediately, and without thinking, why were all the stone tombs in the Great Hall empty? If we take the story of Meridi that they were stolen, we are here at a crossroads. Either they were actually stolen from the mummy's thieves in ancient history, or they were stolen after Meridi discovered them and fabricating that story to keep away any accusation or investigation. Thinking logically, we find that both hypotheses are inaccurate. If we suppose that it was stolen by thieves of the mummies, why did they only steal the Great Hall and leave the small hall full of gold? And also, if Marat was the perpetrator, it would have been easy for him to claim the same thing in the small hall, emptying it of the contents without if anyone feels. Then why did he leave it teeming with treasures in the first place? Secondly, in the 24 graves in the Great Hall, Marat found one closed tomb and blew it up with dynamite. Why didn't tomb robbers open it and stole it, as they did in the rest? So the logical answer is that the stone tombs have been in this shape since time immemorial, and they were not stolen or damaged as the researchers believed. Here a greater mystery arises about the purpose of those tombs, the fact that they were built, and why they were made so large and super engineering. Wait for us in the second part of this puzzle that has puzzled scientists for years, and what has puzzled them.